Brian here, aka Mac, and welcome. Star Citizen 4.1.1 just hit Wave 2, plus there is so much more to this patch than I first thought. As always, a huge thank you to all of my patrons and channel members. Thank you all so much for the support, it is truly appreciated. So last night there was a new 4.1.1 patch for the PTU, with this build eventually opening up to Wave 2 testers. Now there is so much more to 4.1.1, especially in regards to quality of life updates and new missions, which we will run through today. And in the background, this is some gameplay from this latest patch, with me doing some localized salvaging and delivery missions. That is right, we now have inter-outpost delivery missions, which are very rinse-repeat, but allowing you to complete a quick delivery mission by taking a box from one building in the settlement and delivering it to a different building still in the same settlement, for around 25,000 creds, I think it was. Now, as I say, this can get very repetitive very quickly, but they are a big step to providing missions that don't require the players to travel away from a single location to find work, allowing them essentially to live at an outpost and continue to make money. It's also going to be great for living off-grid or doing a zero-to-hero run, which I am exploring the possibilities now. I have only tried this in Pyro. I don't know whether these missions are available in Stanton. I know they said initially this would be the case where it's just Pyro to start with and then eventually Stanton, but that was a long while ago. Do let me know if you've been able to do any of these local salvaging or local delivery missions in Stanton. I'd love to know. Also, as mentioned, another localized mission is salvaging. This was at Sunset Mesa, where I was able to take on an 8,000 cred mission to go and salvage a small panel at this location. Now, thinking back, I did actually forget to see if I could sell the salvaged RMC from my multi-tool at Sunset Mesa. Being a scrapyard, it makes sense you should be able to. But one thing that I was able to do was buy these little canisters of RMC, which is, again, another nice quality of life option, especially when more of these handyman missions start to work, but also just being able to maintain your ships and eventually your components. So again, in the background, there will be a collection of gameplay footage of me doing both localized deliveries, localized salvage, all found around a couple of settlements in Pyro. I love these, and these salvage missions will also be falling under this handyman mission archetype, but hopefully we will see the pipe repair and fuse replacement missions get working as well. I didn't see any of those in this build. Maybe the salvage mission is the only sort of handyman type, but we will see. Now, there was also a couple of other great quality of life improvements that we have been needing for a long while. Now, firstly, this is quite a big one. Spectrum looks to be now integrated into the game on the MOBIGLASS, meaning you can now chat with people over Spectrum while you are in-game, and they're not. So essentially, your friend could be at work, you could be in-game, you are now connected while in-game without having to go to the Spectrum on the website, and you can chat. Now, this is going to be a great step to where Cloud Imperium want to take Star Citizen, in which you and your friends can all connect and plan things out, regardless of whether you are in-game or elsewhere. It is also a huge step to getting the Galactopedia into game with the MOBIGLASS, so that you can search and learn about anything in the verse without having to go to the website. Hopefully, the Galactopedia is in for 4.1.1, but at this time it looks to just be the Spectrum integration. Now, one of the biggest long-awaited quality of life updates that is now possible with 4.1.1 is if you are a miner using a prospector or a mole, you can drop your saddlebags for, say, a hauler to pick up and then maybe swap out and bring you some empty ones, and then have that hauler take those saddlebags to a refinery, put them into the local storage via the freight elevator, and get them refined. Then once refined, they will be popped back into the local inventory of the station. You can go to your hangar, load them up in the freight elevator, put them back on your ship, and go and sell them. Now, the saddlebags still sit weirdly in the elevator, but it does what it's supposed to do. Hopefully, they can get them sitting correctly before the patch releases to live, but this is a massive quality of life improvement. It means that you can now work together at any scale with miners and haulers completing that whole mining loop without having to repeatedly go back and forth to a refinery when full, kind of making it more of a long-winded solo operation. So haulers can keep bringing you empty saddlebags while picking up and storing and refining the full ones. This whole operation can be working and flowing properly. But this also means stealing saddlebags is now more viable, as others can steal them and go and refine them for themselves. So stay safe out there. So that is the most recent new quality of life updates that I've heard about. Do let me know in the comments if there are any more that I haven't mentioned. As is always the case these days, whenever a new patch comes out, there is always some sneaky quality of life fixes in there that don't get mentioned, but are just as important as any new content. Anyway, let's get to the patch notes. As I say, it looks like it's now open to Wave 2, and this build they say they plan to keep in the PTU for the weekend. Now, testing focus remains the same, being stability, bug fixing, the new ship battle missions version 1, and Gilly's advanced combat missions. For gameplay and feature updates in characters, they have now introduced many new hairstyles into the PU character creator, as we saw in Inside Star Citizen, and they do look very nice. Something that was mentioned on this episode that I was very happy to hear was how Chris said to them they need to no longer focus on these unusual or military style haircuts and now focus on the more conventional, common, standard haircuts. So we should be seeing a lot more everyday hairstyles come along, including with this build, as you can see. There has also been further Wicullo location set dressing and polish, and I think also with this build there are new Wicullo rewards. Do correct me if I'm wrong though. For gameplay, there have been further patrol, ambush, and ghillie mission polish, with balancing of mission rewards for patrol missions, as well as ghillie missions now set to unlock sequentially. There are also 6 new potential bug fixes, like cargo pods snapping incorrectly to all the cargo grids, players' accounts respawning in the wrong location should be fixed, the Atlas cargo snapping issues should no longer be a problem, and a few others, plus 1 client crash fixed, 2 server crashes fixed, and a hybrid service crash fixed. And for known issues, there is now a new blocker. It is part of the patrol mission, this new patrol mission, so hopefully they can get that fixed as soon as possible. There are also 12 critical and 1 high, and as always, most of these are relating to the new missions. But that is the latest 4.1.1 patch. Great to see so many new localized missions providing more content for those looking for work without having to travel far. And I'm hoping that these are available in Stanton. I doubt it, and if they are not, I may need to off-grid in Pyro again. Now, I suspect we will see another week of testing this next week, with it moving to Open PTU sometime early in the week, and then live hopefully well before the end of the month. And if these patches are anything to go by, more and more of these long-standing issues can get resolved. They can improve lots more of the quality of life of the game as well, just making it so much more enjoyable. And as always, I will keep you all informed as to what is coming to the PTU as it comes. Now, before I go, remember the TOBII Eye Tracker 5 is currently 15% off until the 28th of April, and using that link below will take you to that deal, but also provide my channel with a direct kickback, so thank you so much in advance, and to all of you who have used it so far. Also, as mentioned, I recently kicked off a funding goal to help me upgrade my PC hardware. Now, this new PC is what I will be building within the next few months as I acquire these parts, regardless of how much funding I raise. The funding goal is there just for anyone who wants to help to do so, helping me basically just to build it quicker. Any support is appreciated, but it is by no means expected. I will be buying and building this PC once I get the parts regardless, and a big thank you to those of you who have donated so far. I am truly grateful. Anyway, with that said, if you do enjoy my videos, please do consider subscribing. I should be, all being well, camping tomorrow, Saturday into Sunday, filming my camping trip with that video going up on my new camping YouTube channel. I will link that below if that is of interest to you. Also, come and hang out over at twitch.tv/SuperMacBrother. You can watch me streaming Star Citizen live or chilling out and chat. You can also watch me live here on YouTube. I stream to both. Had to cancel the stream today because I've got family coming over as it's now Easter, but I should be live again on Monday, all being well. Hit the thumbs up if you don't mind, it does the channel a big favour, and tick that notification bell if you'd like to be notified when my videos go live. Again, a huge thank you to all of my patrons and channel members. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.